Imagine living in a land of wide deserts, towering mountains, and endless skies. A place where your people have lived freely for generations, hunting, riding, and protecting their home. Now, imagine strangers arrive, take your land, and try to force you to live by their rules. This is the world that gave rise to one of history's most legendary warriors, Geronimo. Born in 1829 in what is now Arizona, he was part of the Bidonko band of the Apache people. His birth name was Goyaałé, which means the one who yawns. No one could have guessed that this quiet child would grow up to become a symbol of defiance against two nations. As a young man, Geronimo lived a traditional Apache life. He was a skilled hunter, an expert horseman, and a trained warrior. But life was not peaceful. The Apache were in constant conflict with Mexican soldiers who raided their lands. In 1858, this conflict turned his world upside down. While Geronimo was away on a trading trip, Mexican soldiers attacked his camp. They killed many women and children, including his wife, his mother, and his 3 young children. This single devastating event changed him forever. Fueled by grief and a thirst for justice, Geronimo vowed to fight. For years, he led relentless raids against Mexican forces. He became known for his astonishing bravery, his lightning speed, and his seemingly magical ability to escape capture. Some stories say he was so elusive that terrified Mexican soldiers would shout his name in battle, possibly calling on Saint Jerome or Geronimo in Spanish for help. The name stuck. As the years passed, a new threat emerged. The United States was expanding westward, and American settlers and soldiers began to flood into Apache lands. The U.S. government started forcing Native American tribes onto reservations, small, designated areas of land where they were expected to abandon their way of life. Geronimo, along with many other Apache leaders, refused to surrender his freedom. Life on the reservations was grim. Food was scarce, and diseases were rampant. The Apache, a nomadic people, were forced to become farmers, a life completely alien to their culture and traditions. Geronimo would not stand for it. He escaped from the reservations multiple times, leading a small band of followers back into the wilderness. Sometimes his group numbered only a few dozen men, women, and children. Yet, they managed to evade thousands of U.S. and Mexican soldiers who were hunting them through the rugged mountains of Arizona and Mexico. They used their profound knowledge of the land to survive against impossible odds. For years, Geronimo became a symbol of fierce resistance. Newspapers across America wrote sensational stories about him. To some, he was a dangerous outlaw. To others, he was a hero, admired for his unbreakable spirit and courage. Finally, in 1886, after decades of relentless pursuit and warfare, Geronimo surrendered to U.S. General Nelson Miles. He was one of the last Native American leaders to formally lay down his arms against the United States. But his surrender did not bring peace or a return to his home. Geronimo and his followers were treated as prisoners of war. They were shipped far from their ancestral lands, first to Florida, then to Alabama, and finally to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. They were never allowed to return to Arizona. In a strange twist, Geronimo became something of a celebrity in his later years. He was displayed at fairs and parades, a living relic of the Wild West. He even rode in President Theodore Roosevelt's inaugural parade in 1905. Crowds gathered to see the legendary warrior they had read so much about. But despite this fame, he remained a prisoner of war until his death in 1909. Today, Geronimo's legacy is complex. To some, he was a fierce fighter who resisted the inevitable march of progress. But to many Native Americans, and to people around the world, he is a powerful symbol of courage, resilience, and the universal struggle to protect one's family, culture, and freedom. His life story is a stark reminder that history is not just about dates and battles. It's about people fighting for what they hold dear. Geronimo may have surrendered, but his defiant spirit made him a legend who would never truly be defeated. And this is just one drop in history. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Drop in History for more amazing history every week. See you in the next video.